Hi guys, welcome to the Wellness Collective Free Yoga on Saturday. My name is Sam and I'm one of the yoga instructors there. And today we're going to be moving on with the Niyama series, focusing on the second Niyama this week, which is Santosha. And so just as a reminder, the Niyamas are the second limb in the 8-limb path of yoga. They're really a set of recommendations or guidelines for self-discipline. They're observances that we take on to aid our lives and aid our practice. They just give us little actions we can take each day to deepen our practice and our relationship with ourselves and our higher power. And together, the yamas and niyamas, they make up like the basic philosophy of yoga. So they're just like kind of the way of living, the way of life for yoga. And Santosha is the second of the niyamas. And it roughly translates to contentment or acceptance and optimism. And Santosha can stem from our first niyama. It can come out of purity of living. We can find contentment when we live in a pure way. And kind of like the yamas, they often build off of each other. So yes, they're all individual concepts, but they also build off of each other one by one as you get more into it. It also comes from our ability to just accept what is. So Santosha is really that acceptance and finding that peace in that acceptance. And our ability to accept what is, our willingness to clearly see and face head on, like our biggest fears, our deepest shadows, the things that scare us. If we can't accept things, then we can never heal from things. And so the first step to feeling contentment, to feeling optimism, is accepting the situation as it is and looking for as it is and just fully embracing it. And because our ability to heal is just dependent on our ability to first accept it. And to get to this place of contentment and acceptance, we have to develop a practice of mindful awareness of the self. And that's really what Santosha involves. It involves the nature of the self and practicing compassionate self-forgiveness whenever judgments arise about ourselves or others. We tend to be so hard on ourselves, and like that voice in our head is always critiquing every little thing that we say, that we do, like, oh, you're so stupid, you shouldn't have done that, you should have done. And compassionate self-forgiveness is just being like, hey, this is what it is. I accept what it is, and I forgive you for judging so-and-so for that. I forgive you for judging yourself for that. Meditation, spending time in nature, making gratitude lists, those are all good ways to practice Santosha. They all keep you in the positive, keep you appreciative of what you have, accepting of what you have. And our practice on the mat, it's just accepting your current limitations without judgment, that you should be able to do a pose a certain way, or you should be able to go this far, or you should be able, we're changed from day to day. And some days we're more flexible than other days. And some days we're more balanced than other days. And Santosha is just accepting where we are on our mats today, right now. And not comparing ourselves to the people around us, especially when we're in a live yoga class, we often can look at like the person next to us, like, oh, well, they're going a lot deeper. Like, am I supposed to look like that? Or my forward fold doesn't look like that. And my dancer pose doesn't look like that. And it's just not comparing ourselves, because in that comparison, we're judging them, we're judging ourselves, and there's just no need for that. And so whenever you just feel a judgment coming to the surface, you just accept it and embrace it with that compassionate self-forgiveness and let it go. Remind yourself that you're exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you do. And from that place, there's a healthy place to move forward from. That's a place that you can make change from. That's a place that we can improve upon. And so today with our practice, just accept where you are. Don't judge yourself for what you're going through. Let things go. Listen to your body. Connect with yourself. That's really what yoga is about. It's really about that connection with your mind and body and soul. And just take deep breaths and practice slowing it down, not judging yourself, not trying to rush through, not comparing yourself, and just see how that feels today. With that, I'm just gonna head over to my mat. We're going to just get started in a comfortable, easy position. So you can sit cross-legged or like one foot in the other. You want to sit on a pillow or a bolster, whatever you need to. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here. And just center yourself on your mat. Inhaling, raise your arms up. Exhaling, bring your hands down through heart center. A few more breaths here as we set our intention for today. To be kind and loving and really embrace that compassionate self-forgiveness towards ourselves and others. And try not to judge, just try to accept. Inhale in, raise your arms up. Exhaling, hands through heart center. Bring your hands to your knees. We're just going to start with some neck rolls. Just bring your right ear down to your right shoulder, your chin down to your chest, left ear to left shoulder. Just slowly going from side to side. Slowly waking up the muscles in your neck, your shoulders. And exhale on your way back down. Inhale as you come up. And back through neutral. We're just going to do some seated torso circles. So with your hands on our knees and bring our left shoulder down to our left knee, chest into the front, over to the right, back, hollowing out the back, down to the left. We can inhale, come forward, exhaling, we come back, bring your navel to your spine, inhaling, exhaling. Don't mind my floor, it's just creaky. I'm gonna go the other way. Inhaling to the right. You could go as fast or as slow as you want. I just like to feel better when I go slow. Really starting to wake up your spine, that waist. And back through center. Reach your right arm, both our hands over, bend that right arm onto the right elbow. And just kind of pull it down, reaching the fingertips down your back. Feels good to just kind of draw a circle with that right elbow. Just stretching that side muscle a little bit. Inhale your arms back up. And now bend the left arm, grab the left elbow with the right hand. Same thing, just pull it, stretching it, reaching those fingertips down the back. Feels good to draw a circle. The left elbow. Release. And then just bring your left hand down to the mat. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Exhale, reach it over. That side stretch in the body. It feels good to come down to your forearm, or you just want to stay on your fingertips. You just want to make sure your sit bones are staying on your mat. As you inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, reaching over. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Reach that left arm up and stretch it over. A nice side stretch in the left side body. Inhale in. Feel that rib cage and that side body expand. Feel back through center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, that right hand to the left knee, that left hand behind you, and twist, looking over the left shoulder. Keeping your spine straight, your chest lifted, just twisting from that thoracic spine. Inhale back through center. Exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand comes behind us. Back through center. Now we're just going to bring our hands behind our back. Just push our hips up a little bit, coming onto your knees, letting your head fall back. Slight back bend, waking our hips up. And release. Now we're going to come over into our tabletop position, coming over into our hands and our knees. Our shoulders are above our wrists, our hips are above our knees. Just going to move through some fluid cat-cows. So as you inhale, it feels good to push your hips forward a little bit. And exhale. And your shoulders, bring your navel to your spine. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale. Chest up, belly button to the mat, shoulders back. Exhale, round your back, navel to the spine, tuck the tailbone. I'm just going at your own pace here. Whatever feels good for you. Inhaling, looking up, exhaling, rounding the shoulders and the tailbone. Inhale. And exhale. And it feels good to move your hips side to side. Do that also. Just leaning over towards the right, and the left. It feels good to come back a little bit on the toes. Back to neutral. I'm just going to slowly, making sure our hips are staying above our knees. Just walk our hands down into our puppy pose. Bringing your chin to your mat, or your forehead to your mat. Reaching your arms out straight in front of you, really opening the shoulders, broadening the chest. Taking a few deep breaths here. Nice inhale, just slowly start to walk your hands back, pushing your hips back towards your heels, moving into our child's pose. And it feels good to bring your knees out a little bit wider, your big toes to touch in our wide-legged child's pose. Feel free to do that. Just reaching those fingertips for the top of your mat. Reaching your sit bones back. Now we're going to inhale that right arm up. Exhale, thread it through underneath. So revolve, thread the needle, child pose. Bring that right shoulder to the mat. Walk that left hand over to the right side of the mat. Or if you want to just reach around and reach for that right thigh, opening your chest up towards that side. Yeah, a couple breaths here. Seven. Reaching forward for a second. Lift that left arm up and thread the needle through underneath the right. Bring that left shoulder to the mat. Walking the right fingertips over to the left. Reaching that right arm around, grabbing the left thigh. Opening that side up, moving up to the side a little bit more. And release that right hand down. Slowly pull that left out as you walk them back to center. Inhale, we're going to push our hips forward, coming into our Cobra position. You have your elbows bent at the side, or you can have them fully extended when around. Our legs are on the mat. Just taking a breath here, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your chest up, a slight back bend. And then just slowly look over the left shoulder, leaving both of your thighs on the mat. That hip lifts a little bit, and this twist in the lower back. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, look to the other side. Looking over the right shoulder now. And back through center. Just give me 1 second, real quick. Sorry about that. So just come back to our Cobra pose. Our elbows are bent at our side. And slowly just release yourself all the way down to the mat, forehead to your mat. Bring your hands out to the side, out to the mat a little bit. Just rest on our fingertips. We're going to inhale, lift up into our seal pose. And release back down. Once more, bring your hands out a little bit wider. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up to your upward dog. So lifting those thighs off the mat. Exhale, lift our hips into our first down dog. So you want to bend your knees one at a time. Or if you just want to keep a slight bend in your knees, just because it's our first one of the day. If you can, bring your heels all the way down to the mat. Push the mat away with your palms and our feet, stretching your fingertips out wide. Wrapping our shoulder blades around our ribs. Bring our sternum to the mat. Our hips are lifted. Take one more breath here, inhaling. Exhaling. And one more inhale. And as we exhale, slowly walk our feet up to our hands, coming into our standing forward fold. And just stand here for a minute. Bring yourself in closer to your legs. Inhale, coming up onto your fingertips or onto our shins or our thighs in our halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. You can grab the back of your calves or your thighs or ankles. Just try and pull yourself in a little bit closer. One more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Leaving your left hand on the mat, bending that left knee a little bit. Inhale, lift that right hand up towards the ceiling, twisting towards the side, getting a really good stretch in that right hamstring. And open twist to the side. Looking up at your right fingertips if that feels good. Next, exhale, lower the right hand down, bend the right knee. Inhale, lift the left hand up. Just really stretching the outside of this left leg also. Twisting open to the side. And our next exhale, come back through center. And if you just want to grab opposite elbows, just let your body hang. If this feels too much, you can keep a bend in your knee. You want to sway side to side. Just letting gravity pull you down towards the mat. Ready, release your hand. Slowly just roll yourself up to standing, rolling your shoulders back. Your palms are facing forward. Your feet are about hip distance apart. Standing tall in our mountain pose. We're just going to do Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. Do them. Inhale, our arms up. Bring your palms to touch. Look back for a slight back bend. Exhale, ride that down. Inhale, halfway lift. And step that left foot back, coming down onto your knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, stepping back to plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, our upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step that left foot forward. Low lunge on the other side. And come back down. Step it forward to our forward fold. Inhale, back up. Palms touch, reaching back. Exhale, back down. Inhale, step that right foot back. Low lunge. Exhale. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now step that right foot forward. So lunge on our other side. Exhale, step it forward, forward fold. Just to warm up the body a little bit. Some sun salutations. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step out to our plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift that right. You want to keep that. I'll bend the knees, stack the hips. Just let gravity kind of hang there. And step it through into our runner's lunge. Bring that back left foot down at 45 degree angle. Lift up to our warrior one. Inhale, interlace your hands behind your back. And as we exhale, fold forward into our humble warrior. Bring our right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Inhaling, lift back up to our warrior one. Our hips are square towards the top of our mat, facing the same direction. This back foot is down at 35 to 45 degree angle, whatever feels good for you. Bringing your hands to heart center. Just slowly lift up into our warrior three. Lifting that back leg off the mat. Release your hands down, lifting that left leg up a little bit higher into our standing split. Now releasing that left leg all the way down. Lift it back up into your chest. And we're going to come into our eagle pose. So have our left hand underneath the right. That left leg wraps around the right. And sitting down into our eagle pose. You can bring those thumbs up to your third eye. Just take another deep breath here. Exhale. As we inhale, release that left leg back. Stepping back to our warrior one with eagle arms. We inhale, release the arms. Open that back foot up so it's almost parallel with the back of the mat. That front foot is still facing the same direction. Into our warrior two. Now reach that right arm up and back in our reverse warrior, bringing that left hand down the left leg. We're reaching around the back if that feels good for you. A reverse warrior. And releasing that right hand down to the inside of the right foot. That left arm up and over. Our extended side angle. If it feels good for you, you want to bind, wrap that left hand around, that right arm underneath. Coming into your side angle bind. Take another breath here, inhaling, exhaling. We straighten that right leg out, coming right into our triangle pose. And keep the bind if you want, just making sure we're opened up to the side. Release that right hand down, the left arm up to our traditional triangle pose. Looking up at the left fingertips. Inhale, lift up, bending into that right knee again into our warrior two, looking over the right fingertips. Inhaling here, exhaling. We're gonna slowly come into our half moon. So if you wanna just step back and just slowly, if you have blocks too, sometimes blocks help. Just give you a little more stability. I like to use blocks sometimes for my half moon. So from our warrior two, we're gonna bend into that right, reach that right hand down, that left arm up. So our foot positions are staying the same, so our hips are still open. We're opened up to the side. If you want to bend that knee, grab onto that left foot, kind of kick that foot into the hand, stretch the hamstring, the hip flexor. And release. Back down to your warrior two. Windmill your hands over. Back to our runner's lunge. And take that right foot back up to our three-legged dog. Bend that knee, set the hips again. This time, let that right foot drop down to the mat behind you, coming into our wild thing. Looking over our right fingertips. Pushing your hips up. 2 deep breaths here, inhaling in and out. One more in and out. Bring that right hand down to the mat, that right leg back up and underneath into our revolved starfish plank. Keeping the hips high again, looking up at the left fingertips. 2 deep breaths here, inhaling in and out. In and back over to your regular plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. And we're going to do the other side. Inhale that left leg up into our three-legged dog. Bending your toes if that feels good. Bending your knee and stacking your hips. Back to center. Forgot one thing, so I'm just gonna go back. So from here, lift that right leg up, step it through, coming down into our low lunge. On the right knee, sorry about that. I completely missed a section here. Oh no, I didn't. I was just looking. I'm sorry, my brain is not the best right now. So I just forget I just did that. We'll come back to our down dog, lifting that left leg up. And bending the knees, stacking the hips, stepping it through between our hands. Bring that right foot down at 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift up to our warrior one on the other side. Sorry about that. My brain is not functioning in 100 capacity today. Inhale, interlace your hands behind your back, lifting your chest up. Exhale, bring your left shoulder down to the inside of your left knee in our humble warrior. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, lift yourself back up to your warrior one. Exhale, coming in to our warrior three. Bring that back leg up. Inhaling, exhaling. And release your hands down to your mat. Push that right leg up a little bit higher for our standing split. You want to grab your ankle with one or two hands. And with the exhale, slowly bring that right knee into our chest. The right arm wraps underneath the left. The right leg wraps around the left. Coming into our eagle pose. You can bring your thumbs to your third eye. 2 more breaths here. You come out, that's okay. You also want to bring your foot just down to the side. That's okay. You can also bring it on top of a block. There's lots of modifications. Another inhale. And exhale. Releasing that leg. Step back to our warrior one with our eagle arms. And windmill our arms open. Bring that back foot so it's almost parallel with the back of our mat. And our warrior two. Over our left fingertips. Put that palm so it's facing up. Use that right hand down the right leg and that left hand up and over. And our reverse warrior. Inhale again. As we exhale, bring that left hand to the inside of the left foot. That right arm reaches up and over. Our extended side angle. If you want to bind, then bring that right arm around, that left arm underneath. Just make sure you're pulling yourself up so you're still opened up to the side, chest lifted. Another breath in and exhale. Inhaling in. If you want to straighten that left leg right into your binded triangle, or you can come back up through your warrior two, come down to your triangle. That's just like your left hand on the mat, right hand up, or your left fingertips on the mat, or left fingertips on a block, whatever feels good for you. As long as we're opened up to the side, looking up at the right fingertips. Like we're in between 2 panes of glass. Inhale, lift back up. Bending into that left knee. I'm going to come into our half moon. And I like to use a block for my half moon. That left foot is, our toes are pointing forward. Back foot, our toes are pointing to the side. Opened up to the side. You can look up at your right fingertips. You can bend that right knee and just kick your foot into your hand to stretch that quad a little bit. And release. Coming back into our warrior two. Windmill our hands over and back into your three-legged dog. Bend that knee, stack the hips. Reach that left foot down towards the mat, pushing our hips up into our wild thing. Taking 2 breaths here. One more inhale. Pushing the hips up. Exhale. And back. Bring that left hand down, that left leg underneath. Reach that right arm up for our revolve star plank. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand back down. Coming back through to our regular plank. Sail chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now lift that right foot up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through between your hands. Bring the left knee down to our mat. Inhaling to our low lunge. Bring that right hand to the back of the mat, that left hand to the front. Twisting open to the side. Inhaling. Feels good to bring that right hand down to the left thigh, reaching that left arm up, getting a really nice side stretch, and a little back bend. That left hip forward, the right hip back. Inhaling, back through center. And now grab with both hands. See if you can bend that left knee and grab onto that left foot. Pull it in a little bit closer to your body. You can also use a strap, a towel. Release that down. Bring your hands to the side of your foot. And as we exhale, straighten that right leg out, coming into our half splits. Inhaling, back to our low lunge. Bring your hands at the side if that feels good, or you can bring them overhead. Just want to make sure that we're pushing this left hip forward, this right one back. So we're trying to keep them square. Exhale, straighten that right leg. Flex the right foot. The left hip is above our left knee. Inhaling our chest up. Exhaling, forward. Keeping the spine straight and chest lifted. Coming back to our low lunge. Bring both of our hands to the inside of the right foot and slowly walk, heel toe that right foot over to the edge of the mat, coming onto the outside edge of our foot. Just kind of pushing that right hip open to the side, pushing that knee down a little bit. Feels good for you to come down onto your forearms, a little deeper of a stretch, letting that knee kind of hang out to the side. And inhaling back up onto your hands. And heel toeing that foot over to the left side of your mat. Bringing your knee down to the right, coming into our half pigeon pose. So this left leg is straight out behind us. You can put a block or a pillow or a blanket underneath the left hip to help give you some extra support. This front leg doesn't have to be parallel with the top of your mat. You can have it in as close as feels good for you. But our hips are just square towards the top of our mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, walk our hands down, coming into our sleeping swan. Just letting your body release any tension it's been holding in the hips and thighs. Slowly just start to push yourself back up. And if you can, bend that back left knee. Try and bring that left foot in closer to your body. You can hook it with that left elbow. And we can wrap that right arm up and over. Moving into our one-footed king pigeon. Getting a slight back bend. And stretch for the thigh. One more breath here, inhaling. Exhaling. And release. Back. Coming up onto the toes of your left foot, reaching that right foot back into our plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we're going to do the other side. So left leg comes up. Exhale, step it through between hands. Coming into our low lunge. Reaching that right hip forward, that left hip back. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, bring that left arm out to the back, the right arm forward. And bring that left hand down that right leg, reach that right arm up and over. Another breath here, inhaling, exhaling. Back through center. Reach both of your hands behind you and grab onto that right foot. Just pull it in towards your glutes. And release. Bending into that left knee and exhaling. Straighten it out for our half splits. So our chest is lifted, our spine is straight. We're just bending from our waist over that left leg. Really feeling that stretch in our hips. We're trying to stay square. Inhaling. Back to our low lunge. You leave your hands at the side. Just kind of let that hip dip down a little bit more. And as we exhale, straighten up that left leg again. Flex that left foot. Over the left leg. Coming back into our low lunge. Slowly heel toe that foot over to the edge of the mat. Bring your hands to the inside of the foot. And let that hip open in that lizard pose. Feels good to just kind of push it a little bit out to the side. Not too much pressure, just a little bit. Feels good to come onto your forearms for a little bit deeper of a stretch. You can do that also. And inhaling, back up to our hands. Slowly heel toe that left foot over to the right edge of our mat, coming into our half pigeon on the other side. That right leg out straight behind us. Again, you can use lots of modifications under the right hip. Inhale, looking up. As we exhale, slowly walk your hands down to our sleeping swan. Letting your body release over that left leg. Slowly coming back up. Bending that right knee. Pulling that right heel in, closer to your body. You can hook it with your right elbow. And that right arm, the left arm up and around into our one-footed king pigeon. We're going to bring that right foot in, closer to the body. One more breath in and out. Release. And bring the foot, come up onto the toes and the balls, foot of the right foot, and step back to our plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And just really push the mat away. Bring your heels down to the mat. This one feels a lot different than the first one we did at the beginning. Feet are about hip distance apart. Shoulders wrapping around your rib cage, your spine is straight. Hips are lifted. Again, just bend the knees. Jump forward so our feet come to pointing out. Bring into our Melasma Squat. I'm just going to turn to show you. Jump forward so our feet are slightly pointed out. You can always use a bolster underneath you to help give you a little bit extra support, or whatever you need. I'm just gonna turn back and fix the other way though, so that'll get confusing. And our hands are at heart center, using your elbows to kind of push the knees open a little bit. If it feels good, you want to bring your left hand down, reach that right arm up, looking up at the right fingertips. And release. And the right arm, same thing. That right arm to the outside of the right knee, lifting that left hand up and over. And release. And from here, we're just going to stand up into our forward fold. Pull your feet back to about hip distance apart. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And just jump or step out to our plank one more time. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. And bend the knees again and jump through to our seated position. Our feet are flexed out straight ahead of us. In our staff pose, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. And just scoot your sit bones closer to your heels. Slowly lower yourself down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your heels close to your sit bones. We're going to do our bridge pose. So you can leave your hands at your side. You can interlace them underneath. Right, inhale, push our hips up. Bring your shoulder blades together. Just pushing those hips up. Release. Bringing your knees into your chest. Just kind of making some circles with your knees. Again, don't want my creaky floor. Release your feet down to the mat. Bring that left foot on top of that right knee. Begin with that right leg up. Reach behind the right knee. Your right leg straight or bent slightly. Just pull that leg in closer to your body. Feeling the stretch in that left thigh and that left hip. Release that leg down. Grab the outside of the left knee and bring it over to the right side of the mat. Looking over our left fingertips. Letting your body relax. Breath catch up again. Release. Now we're going to do the other side. So the right foot comes on top of the left knee. The left leg lifts up. And just pulling that in closer. So we stretch that right hip, that right thigh. Release. Bring that outside of the right knee. Pull it down towards the left side of your mat, looking over our right fingertips. Bend both of your knees and grab the outsides of both of your feet or both big toes. Feels good. Pull your knees down towards the side, coming into our happy baby. It feels good to find stillness. Sit in stillness. A little rock back and forth. So, whatever feels good for your body, just slowly letting it release any tension it's built up through today's practice. Place your legs, bring the soles of your feet together. Melasma. One hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. Just feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Along with your breath. Connect with that breath in your body, your mind, and your soul. Slowly just feel your muscles start to relax. Your crown, your head, your neck, your shoulders, down your arm, your wrists, fingertips, down your chest, your abdomen, your waist, your hips, your upper thighs, lower thigh, lower legs. Feels good for you to come into just your regular Shavasana with your legs out straight in front of you, hands out to the side. You can totally do that also. You can stay in Savasana for as long as you need to today. I recommend to do at least 10 minutes. If I don't have that time with this class. Just going to come over to the side if you are ready to get up. Slowly bring yourself up to a sitting position. Take another deep breath on your mat just to center yourself. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Thank yourself for showing up today. Thank your body coming through and being strong and doing what it needs to. Thank you for communicating with you. Thank yourself for listening to it and honoring it and accepting it for what it is today in this moment. If you have any questions about yamas or the niyamas or taking your practice to another level, learning the other limbs of the 8 limbs of yoga, asana is just one part of that. And there's so much more. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out while it's here. Sam Cam Yoga. And I'll see you guys next week.